kind of like hiding down here. Hi guys, what's going on? I'm a little creeper, but these guys get priority one, so I'm just kind of hanging out, trying not to give feedback. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
I guess I can sit. I wonder if that works. Sure. All right.
Check.
There's a lot. I'm that person that if I go up there, I'll knock a mic stand over, I'm gonna trip, I'll find coffee to spill on an instrument. Like, it's not very good.
That's okay.
All right, so thank you guys for being here. It's the Gallery Furniture Live Theater. We have our amazing 94.5 The Buzz fans here. Very excited to see you guys, and we're gonna play a bunch of songs. We'll do Q&A. I had them actually ask a bunch of questions, which we'll get to later. But I just wanted to, I guess get y'all introduced, and you're all on tour right now, Incubus and Jimmy Eat World. How's that going?
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
They were kind of like childhood heroes of ours when we, like kind of growing up. Nate's first concert ever was an Incubus show.
Yeah.
And then Brian covered The Middle by Jimmy Eat World in 7th Grade Talent Show. So it's like,
That's awesome.
it's kind of a weird tour for us to be on.
I always make jokes. I don't make jokes, but I'm a huge Jimmy Eat World fan, and I always say they're strong enough for a man, even though you think they're made for a woman. Because until you like really dig into those albums, they're dark and they're deep. So Jimmy Eat World is one of my favorite bands. So that's pretty cool that you cover that. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. Well, that one of my questions. I'm going to ask it now. What was one of the coolest concerts you guys went to as a kid? Like, one of those concerts when you were younger that you're like, yes, this is what it's all about.
Other than Incubus, I think it was Dave Matthews for me.
Right.
I saw him a few times in high school.
And the first concert that kind of even actually inspired me to get into music was a band called The Format, which eventually became Fun. They were playing in front of like 100 people in this small venue in Nashville, and it wasn't really my vibe at the time. Like I was kind of a punk jock 7th grade kid, and like there was just like people, like all these kind of hipster people just kind of like smoking cigarettes and like whatever. But I was just really
hipsters.
I'm really drawn to Nate, the front man, just kind of the way he moved around stage and stuff. It's really cool.
Man, I really don't have a good answer.
You don't have a good answer?
I didn't go to cool concerts as a kid.
What was the first concert you ever went to, ever?
Me? My answer is so terrible. It was this, I think it was this gospel, or not gospel, but like CCM trio, Phillips, Craig, and Dean. What's their big hit?
I don't know.
I hope you're not asking me. Before you guys play your first song, I want to touch on that really quick.
Wait, I have to give my answer because it'll make up for
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Please help me.
Probably Ashley Simpson.
Nice going.
Nothing to be ashamed
That was
of.
the first one that really moved you?
And did you watch her on stage and go, man, that girl's going places. That music career is going to last forever. You were wrong.
She made me want to la.
So Judah and the Lion, actually, the first album you guys put out was a Christian album where you coined as a Christian band. What made you guys kind of flip mode just a little bit to make a little bit different kind of music, to go from Christian to what you're doing now? Or do you guys classify it as basically the same thing?
Ever since Phillips, Craig, and Dean.
I know you saw the light, obviously.
No, we as people are just we want to be accessible, and there's this kind of, for whatever reason, this kind of negative connotation to some people. If there is that kind of like Christian label on a band, they might not feel accepted or feel like you're judging. Or I don't know how it kind of works. So we wanted to have a band that was fully accepting, and like our shows, one thing we love about playing music is it brings all sorts of different people together, and I think we as people just kind of like wanted to open it up and open up our shows to that kind of environment, rather than it being kind of a, I don't know, like the reputation being kind of a snooty one, or I don't know.
Well, once you categorize yourself, you kind of limit other people from maybe diving in or seeing what it's all about. So that makes sense to me.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let's do our first song today. Ladies and gentlemen, Judah and the Lion.
I was just telling Elliot back there, we did a, or John, I was talking to John or Elliot, whatever. It doesn't matter. These two guys over here. Our first tour ever, it was right after our first EP, and we were still in college at Belmont University, where we all went to school and met. And I was playing baseball at the time, so we could really only tour during the summer. And I guess my junior year is when we kind of got together. And anyways, we came out with this EP, and we pretty much gave away the record for free on this website called Noise Trade, which you give away, you know, the EP for free, and then they exchange. You get emails or whatever back. So I think we had like over 50,000 downloads. We got on like the front page of their thing, got lucky, and accumulated like 50,000 emails or whatever. So one of our first house show tours that we ever did in the summer went through like 3 or 4 spots in Texas. So this place has like always been like a magical one for us. Anytime we can stop at Buc-ee's and get, we literally had like 4 Buc-ee beaver pillows in our van that are horribly gross now, but very comfy. Actually not too comfy, it was more just like for the look of it. But it really does mean like so much to be here and have the support, the station, and our first house show in Texas, not even this many people showed up, so it means a lot to us. Thank you. Love you back. So I'm going to talk way too much today because we don't really get to talk very much at our concerts anymore. It's not really the vibe. But this first song is our new single called Suit and Jacket, and it's kind of written out of this place of this emotional like roller coaster of 2016 was for me, maybe 16, and my first ever nephew was born. We have some nephews in the band. We don't have kids yet or anything like that, but we have nephews, one along the way, and it was just like this moment of like, oh my gosh, like this new little kid that I didn't know before now is here, and I love him a lot. Like I don't. Just like the feeling that you get is just like unlike any other feeling when you meet that kid. And then about a month after that, my grandpa I was very close with kind of suddenly passed away. And so in all of 2016 was just kind of like really high highs and then really low lows, and just moments like that just kind of like make you think and reflect about what you're doing with your life and what even would you tell this kid like about life. And the synopsis that I kind of gathered was like you have control over certain things and you don't have control over certain things, and odds are you should do something about the things you have control over. And with our music we want to like implore people to go out and live their best life, like whatever that means for you. For us it means dropping out of school and being in a band. For you it might be being an accountant or be a program director, or, you know, whatever it means for you, just go out and do it. So that's what the song's about. It's called Suit and Jacket.
I ain't trading my youth for no suit and jacket. I ain't giving my freedom for your money and status. So don't say I'm getting old, 'cause I'll say it when I do. 'Cause everybody I know is growing old too quick. And I don't wanna go, how am I supposed to slow it down so I can figure out who I am? I ain't trading my dreams for no 401k. I ain't giving this fire for a cold heart. So don't say I'm getting cold, 'cause I'll say it when I do. 'Cause everybody I know is growing old too quick. And I don't wanna go, no, how am I supposed to slow it down so I can figure out who I am. Some of us surviving, some of us just roaming, some of us just hoping the world would move more slowly, and some of us alive, we're all gonna die one day. Some of us surviving, some of us just roaming, some of us just hoping the world would move more slowly, and some of us alive, we're all gonna die one day. Some of us surviving, some of us just roaming, some of us just hoping the world would move more slowly, some of us alive, we're all gonna die one day. 'Cause everybody I know is growing old too quickly, and I don't wanna go. No, how am I supposed to slow it down so I can figure out who I am?
Where you guys are up there or any band and it just, you like ignite the room. It's so loud. That was so big. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Now, you know, it's funny in Suit and Jacket, what you just saying, that banjo, there's parts of it where you guys almost make the banjo sound sexy. Have you ever been
Bringing
told that
sexy back for the
you
banjo.
have like sexy, but
That's
like,
actually a good, like, shooting the line. Bring sexy back to the banjo.
banjo.
Quote, Justin Timberlake. Quote.
Mumford & Sons made the banjo like an amphetamine, you know? It was like steroids. You guys have sexy banjo.
Well, the guy that gave it to me said, "Go make this sexy." And it's an honor. That's the first time I've been affirmed.
It helps that it's-
Do you have a name for the banjo? Do you name your banjo like a boat?
Like a boat.
You know, you name a boat. You gotta name a boat. Do you name your banjo? You're trying to make it sexy. You gotta name her.
That's true.
We
Yeah,
should come
see?
up with a name right now if you don't have
I
one.
haven't named this one. I've named a few of the others. So, would you like to name this one?
Wow.
Ooh. I would have to name it Teresa.
Yeah.
Because it's very authentic and sexy. You can't get any more sexy than a Catholic Italian name like Teresa.
Come on.
Always think of me now.
This is Teresa.
That's Teresa.
Teresa.
The Italian Catholic banjo.
The sexy Teresa.
The sexy Teresa.
Talk about.
you should sign
By
it.
the way.
Now I'm going to ruin it. We don't want to do that. So the one thing about this band that I always loved, the first minute we even played you guys on the radio, you know, it's folk, pop, and hip hop. It's like this great little combination.
Oh.
And what happened?
No.
Is that right? I just made somebody feel something. It's such a good combination, and I don't even know if you remember, Judah, but like I remember I called you out on Twitter and I said that there was a little Eminem growl to your voice. You've got all this little stuff covered. Has anybody else mentioned my Eminem comparison?
It's really funny because, take it all back, we never got that, like, we used to actually cover Lose Yourself because I was obsessed with Eminem growing up.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense, like, the influence, I guess, that he would have, like, on my voice because, you know, just rapping so many of his songs kind of growing up and wanting to be, like, a rapper. But yeah, we started getting those comparisons, like, when Take It All Back kind of hit the whatever, and yeah, it's very interesting to me.
It's a great,
Like,
it's a
like
great
we
combo.
never heard that at all, and then it was like all of a sudden, sounds like Eminem.
Because I tweeted it to you, and it all went from there.
Yeah, it went viral.
It went viral because of my tweet. How long did it take you guys collectively to get this sound? You know, like you didn't just sit in a room for the first time and go, "We're going to be folk, hip hop," you know, and all this great stuff. Like, how long did it take for you to create what you are now? The sound, the noise.
I think it's kind of been like a progression over time, like little things that in our path that have formed us and shaped us.
Like Ashley Simpson concert.
Yeah, the first thing being the Ashley Simpson concert that I went to in 2011. But after that, me and Nate, so we all met at college, in Nashville, Tennessee, and as we were kind of getting into college, me and Nate had just started playing these bluegrass instruments, which this is a mandolin, and that is obviously Teresa. And so that was right when we met Judah, and he had kind of wanted to hear like a banjo on like some songs he'd been writing. But me and Nate aren't necessarily bluegrass instrument players. Like we grew up playing piano and rock, and Nate was really into like metal, and so I think our influence is kind of from what we listened to growing up, being hip hop and like all kinds of different genres, and then we just kind of ended up with these instruments, and that's kind of how we play them, and our sound has kind of evolved from there over time.
It's a good sound. It's a good sound. And I don't want to deprive anybody. You guys ready for another one? Yeah. Let's do another song. Judah and the Lion. You're up.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, that one moment, would you capture it? Would you let it slip? Yo! His palms are sweaty, these weak arms are heavy, vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he was calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, the words won't come out. Choke it out, everybody choking now. Clock's run out, time's up, over. You better lose yourself in the music, the moments you want. You better never let it go. You only got one shot tonight, it's your chance to blow. These opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music, the moments you want. You better never let it go. You only got one shot tonight, it's your chance to blow. These opportunity comes once in a lifetime. A little snippet.
That wasn't our song. We really wish it was, though. We got to go to Scandinavia like right after our first record. Has anybody been to Scandinavia before? Parts of it? You have. Where'd you go?
All over.
All over? Oh, cool.
Denmark and Norway.
Sweden a little bit? That's awesome. It was like right after our first record, this label over there kind of just essentially paid for us to come over there, and we weren't going to make money, but we also weren't going to lose money. So we needed an excuse to go to Sweden, and it was the middle of winter. We went over there like in was it like January and February 2015, and just a beautiful time. Like it was overwhelmingly beautiful. Everything was covered in snow, but also in the winter, like the sun comes out like 1 hour of the day over there, like if you're lucky. So it's kind of like an overall like sad feeling in the winter, and we did like 26 shows in 28 days or something like that. We kind of killed ourselves as far as shows goes. And then we got to go back in the summer, which the summer is like complete opposite. The sun sets at midnight and then comes right back up, and we only had like 6 shows in like 2 weeks. So we just really fell in love with Scandinavia, like in the summertime, and the people over there. We kind of felt like they were like our Swedish family. So we wrote them a song about Stockholm. That's this one.
I just got to Stockholm, and I'm walking on a stone. It's the middle of July, and I don't know if I'll ever make it home. If I'll ever make it home. Yeah. Down the old town with the churches and shadows. I got coffee in my hand and I got no plans, but I'm never going home. No, I'm never going home. I'm not ready for this summer in. I'm staying start home to. I'm not ready for this. Somebody, I'm staying to start home to. Who knows when? Biking to the water, we're sailing to the coast, and it's late at night but the sun's still shining, so I'm never going home. No, I'm never going home. I'm not ready for this. Somebody, I'm staying in Stockholm till I'm staying in Stockholm till. Alright, you man. You know where I'll be if you need me. Oh yeah. Nice. Thank you, Teresa. So I'm not ready for this. Somebody, I'm staying in Stockholm. I'm staying in Stockholm till, well, who knows?
Teresa did an amazing job. You guys did an amazing job. You're not going to change the name, are you? Like once you leave?
No, no.
Okay, good.
I promise.
So let's talk.
Teresa.
That is Teresa forever. We mentioned the tour. Obviously, you guys are on the road with Incubus. Now, back there, we were kind of talking about Brandon Boyd, and I made a joke, and I said, "Come on, does Brandon Boyd just like walk around with no shirt on?" And they were like completely naked, 24/7.
All the time.
You know, but you said he was a good-looking guy. You're not too shabby yourself.
Very good.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're not too shabby yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Teresa.
Don't get embarrassed.
But I have my shirt on. So.
That's okay. Some people don't need to take their shirt off. Take it off. Do that, okay? You got a winemaker right here.
I got some holes in it.
Do you guys take anything from Incubus? You know, do you sit with Brandon? I mean, you know, Incubus, heritage band. They've been around. They do so many things. They've seen it all. Do you watch their sets? Do you take a little? Do you ask them questions? What happens behind backstage?
Nate gave Brandon a hug last night.
Can we touch you for that? All these women are...
Never taking a shower. No, it's pretty wild. Yeah, they're veterans. They've been killing it, going everywhere, and they're so kind and down to earth and willing to hang out. Like, I don't think we've spent too much time with them necessarily, but all of them are more than happy to chill. And part of what's cool too, just seeing how everything works. So we get to hang out with their crew a little bit more because they're helping us out with certain things too. And you know, I used to like YouTube and search online all the time, like how does Mike play guitar the way he does, and what is his pedal board setup, and now every single day, it's right there. Just sitting there, and I'm like, wow. And the guitar tech is telling me about it, and like, what even is that instrument that he plays on Aqua's transmission? He's telling me all about it. It's all these little kind of life hacks that I used to like, I would have killed to know
Nice.
what's going on. It's right there. But all of them are so kind, and I think like Jose sat with us for a few times for dinner, and just
That's
like,
cool.
You wouldn't know they're these famous people if you just walked up on them.
Now, Kathy Medina in the audience here had a question. She said, what's the biggest challenge you face when you're on tour? Do you face any challenges on tour?
Well, I think the last tour we had it was our last van tour in Cletus, our van, and this may be like a bad answer, but I think like the lack of sleep was kind of like a pretty big challenge during that part, because we were the headliners, and but we wanted to bring out lights because it was the biggest tour we'd done up to that point, and but we didn't have a lighting guy, so us and Adam kind of had to like set up all of our lights and tear down all the lights, and then if we had like a radio session like this one in the morning, then you just don't really get to sleep. Like you're out of the venue at like 1 o'clock, and you have to 4 a.m. wake up call or 5 a.m. wake up call to get to the radio station the next day. And so I think during those moments you kind of like, it's a real kind of the test of character, because you're kind of like beat down and you're like tired and you're cranky and you're in the band with like your bros, but like everything's making you mad. So I think that's kind of been like, as far as like for me, like the biggest challenge.
Well, you know what? I'll take that, because coming from my end, there are bands that do that. They're on the road, they don't sleep, and they're dragged to do radio interviews. And I've had bands, I won't name who, where they let that show, and it's the worst feeling ever when we are buying your albums and we listen to you, and we've got all these great people here, and that's what they shut off, and I think that's a true test of character. That is a challenge. I've heard them talk about how exhausted they are. They don't want to do this stuff, but they know they have to, and that's a perfect answer then. And you guys do it well then. You do it well.
We love, that's the thing too, is like we love this side of it. Like a lot of bands, maybe it's a chore or a kind of work to do it, but we make music to connect with people. I mean, that's kind of like the reason why you should do it, I feel like, because it's about people, and so at moments like this, you can kind of like actually be like, hey, this is our story. How are you doing, Teresa?
One of the best parts when we started was getting to have smaller shows and meet people and hang out afterwards. And,
Yeah.
As shows have gotten bigger, which is awesome, but it's kind of taken away the opportunity to see people face to face and hear stories a little more.
And that's why we're here. You have to connect with them, so they're like, oh man, I know those guys. And then you're gonna have fans for life. Everyone in this room will be a fan for life. I promise you
No
that.
pressure.
Can we get that in writing, please?
Yes, there's gonna be a contract.
We're signing the waivers on the way out. Elliot, we'll write them up. Fans for life. Everybody's getting tattoos.
You guys ready to hear another one? I don't even know how many songs you've sang. This is like one of the best performances we've had. Judah and the Lion, you guys. Give it up. One more big loud.
Should we stand up?
Yeah.
I feel like we should stand up.
I was going to wait for you to intro it.
Yeah. Well, I usually intro this by talking about like Teresa and my mandolin.
You have a name for your mandolin?
Yeah. This is Aaron.
After your sister?
Kind of. It's Aaron is like a nickname for Ireland. It's like called the island, or like it's called Aaron. And I went to Ireland and then I bought this, so that's kind of why I called it Aaron. And my sister's named Aaron. Anyways.
You never told us that.
Yeah,
This is the second thing you told us today that you've never mentioned before.
You never asked. Anyways, we like to do like a bluegrass song, just because it's like kind of representative of the instruments we have up here, and yeah, we give it our best shot, but we're not like true bluegrassers. But this is called Little Girl Mine in Tennessee, and we're from Tennessee, so here it goes.
Oh, a long time ago when I left my home to roam down in the hills of Tennessee, was the sweetest little girl that was ever in this world, the little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, that little girl
I can't even imagine how you guys are going to be tomorrow night at the show. You guys are all going tomorrow night. Are you stoked to see them live on stage on the big stage?
After that waiver we're signing, they're
You bet your sweet ass they're all going to be there.
coming
t-shirts
early
and
too.
posters.
Barricade people.
All right, I do have a couple more of their questions. They had a stack of questions, but I know for time's sake, I don't want to go through all of them. This is an interesting question from a boy, Scott. Scott Kohler, raise your hand. Scott's my boy. His question was, if you were sitting under a table listening to a conversation between two people, who would those two people be? Tough on the spot, but
It's
good
gonna say a
question.
lot about us.
Does anyone have their answer?
I'd say this is kind of a heavy one, but like I've always thought it would be interesting. Hitler and Jesus,
That would be very
like,
interesting.
under the table.
Absolutely.
Just see how that would play out.
I think Jesus would win, my personal opinion. I vote for him. We had another question. Where did you get the name Judah and the Lion?
My name's Judah. That
You
that
know,
was just
furry.
I'm the Lion.
kind of. My mom, when I was young, like I said, I wanted to be a rapper, and I had this like notebook full of lyrics and raps, songs that I would rap to my mom, only to my mom, because I was smart and I knew that they were terrible, but my mom loved me, so they were amazing. And she said, if you ever in a band, you could call it the Lion of Judah. And at the time, like I was like, that's tough, you know, like oh, lions. And then when we came up with the band, I kind of had this collection of songs that I was working on, and I kind of brought that name up, and we just flipped it around, Judah the Lion. So that's kind of the way it stuck.
What is your favorite song to play live on stage? Another tough question.
I think it changes for me all the time. Right now, I think Suit Jacket. We start out with that one on the set, and there's something about like the anthem of that one, especially now that it's kind of catching on a lot with our fans and with people. It's just like one of those songs. Like when we get to that last drop of the chorus and everybody's kind of singing it, it like just kind of hits me.
Do you guys do any cover songs when you are on stage? Do you guys consider that? I mean, because you, even with the Eminem, you know, you guys put a fun flair on it. It sounds cover songs in your sets.
Yes, we love
Dude.
the cover song.
We like the element of surprise.
Would you ever cover Metallica? Yes or no?
We haven't, but
Yes.
could.
Sure.
Would you cover Britney Spears? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You're all like, yes, I would more than cover her. I would cover
idea.
over her. A great question. What inspired Take It All Back?
That's a great question. We so right after, I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. We right after our first record, it came out like in September, and then we got to play the David Letterman show in like February, and it was like right before he retired, like in May or whatever it was that year, and so it wasn't really even on like our horizons, kind of like that we would play on the David Letterman show. It was just like, oh, he's retiring, you know, we missed that one or whatever. But ended up, he was like a fan of the music, and then we got to play it, and it was just like this moment as like a young band of just like, we did something that was cool, and like here's this legend that we've like watched on TV, you know, growing up, and then all of a sudden like he's like shaking your hand. It was just like this like weird like moment of like quote unquote success, and but it's kind of funny like in those moments like it can kind of sway into like this negative thing where success becomes more about like selling tickets and getting played on more radio stations or having more fans that sign waivers for that they're fans for life. And those things like certainly have their place like with what we do, and we like love those things, but if that's like the way we're going to define success, then we're not going to be happy people, because you can always have more Instagram followers or people come to your shows unless you're like Taylor Swift. So this song is just kind of like referring to like our old selves and just like always having that intention of like this is the reason why we make music, and we do it for people, and because we love people, and like we're waking up to the fact that like success isn't about those other things, and we want people to kind of have that idea too about success for their own lives. Like, don't make it about like having more listeners, or don't make it about blah 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 with like your whatever you're doing. Like, define what success is to you, and then strive for that. Don't strive for the petty things.
Are you guys ready for another? We have one more, right? I think we have one more.
Yeah, well,
Obviously, we have one more. Ladies and gentlemen, our last one, Judah and the Lion. Give it up.
we just want to say to you guys, thanks so much for the support. We when we first started this radio journey, we're so scared. We obviously, just like with the banjo, bringing the sexy back to the banjo, and mandolin, and it's just kind of like not traditionally like maybe what you would hear on the radio. And I remember even texting Elliot like the first time, because I remember having like a rep be like, they're really liking the song in Houston. It just like means a lot, and to develop these relationships with you guys, and then to come here, and then you guys are signing waivers to be our fans for life. It really does mean a lot to us. So thanks for having us in, and we are going to be back this fall, secretly.
October 29th.
October 29th at House of Blues, I think so.
Yeah.
So that hasn't been announced yet. I don't even know that we were allowed to say it to you, but our managers aren't here, so we're in the clear. This one's called Take It All Back.
Hey, my life is real great, feeling well on my way, and my dreams coming true, and I'm getting to do it with you. It feels so nice when the people sing along, singing along with a banjo. Did I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back? I take it all back just to have you. And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you. One day we might have a big house with nice cars and fancy clothes and a wife with a big old diamond ring. Cause the people, they're dancing along to the mando. There's some sort of hip-hop beat. But I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you. And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back, take it all back just to have you. I'm waking up. Yeah, I'm waking up. Oh, I'm waking up. 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 dreams coming true, and I'm getting